Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with a continuation of our alt version of the Black Ice series with the invasion of Britain. Started out with an SS one, but as I sort of suspected, they weren't going to be enough to take Britain on their own. They're not really in trouble yet, but that's about ready to start collapsing, so I'm sending these guys in here and moving some reinforcements up. Well, there, this is doing well. They're just beating their heads against the wall there. Yep, Totenkopf is already retreating. Blizzards. Now we have the 101st Schwer SS Panzer Abteilung 101 under Witt. Ooh, a slew of events. Okay, rocket interceptor prototype. Those are comets. Now, again, a note, and I may be wrong, and they may be doing more development, but oh, that's under secret weapons, isn't it? Yeah, and it's one and done. These, to some degree, in the jets, I really believe, and again, it may have changed in later versions, really haven't gotten the attention they should. Just jets should really be a whole level better than fighters and other things, and then just you can really max out your fighters and do better than jets. So keep that in mind as to how much research that you want to put into it. Right now, obviously we've got plenty of leadership, we're doing super well, and we may just do it for immersion, you know, cool, whatever, you know, just to doing it to do it. Yeah, we'll do that. And carrier crew training has advanced. 12. Oh, that would be down here. Carrier crew training. We're gonna stop that. That is a good level though. And as it said, we can come over here and increase damage control. That is good. Are we doing all four yet? No, we're not. And we still have a little more. Oh no, that's used up all of our ship. So like I say, we are doing so well on leadership, we can waste it on fun projects as opposed to necessary ones. Okay, SS Brigade Schmidt, Schmidt, I don't know. The brigade was formed in November 42 from the 7th Watch Battalion, Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, a unit normally stationed in Berlin on guard and public duties, the 1st Battalion, the Panzer Grenadier Regiment, der Führer Brigade, and the Luftwaffe Field Battalion. Okay, well, that is like an SS armored car, but is not appropriate for this picture. I do believe, don't know for certain, it was a I think Austrian, I don't know a whole lot about this, an Austrian armored car, and it was designed, if you notice this guy's sort of facing one way, this way, I think this is forward driving, but it also had a rear driving position to go backwards as effectively as it could go forwards. Is sort of the idea with it. It's a okay-ish armored car. Obviously they have the side doors open that they're leaning out of, but it's an okay-ish armored car. But the SS just got, I don't know, a handful of them, if you will, sort of taken over and used them sort of limitedly. Cool picture, but I don't think it has anything to do with this. And the 245th Yeah, we'll take it. Again, in this alt version, we weren't doing so well. I might not take these and I'll give more coverage to them. Now, where? Okay, I want to see that. These repeating at all? These are repeating. No, they're not. Okay, good. Yeah, these are repeating. They need to have a check. They repeat each time I sort of start the game. Injuries converted over. Unusual in that had 3 regiments raised from 3 different military districts and became composed of a mix of 2 infantry regiments and 1 mounted. Okay, yeah, we'll take this. And so we have a infantry division here for North Africa as a mountain brigade and a regular infantry regiment. Let's see who we might get. He's Luftwaffe. Right, skills for it maybe. Patterson's also Luftwaffe. Oh, we'll give it to Connect. Where's SS Brigade Schmidt? Okay. Well, let's send him out here. Maybe he'll join us in England. And we will put Den Huber's Geberg's Division Nord over here. Okay. Is this the one I want to attach it to? Yeah, Harps, Paris. Okay, good. Now this one is a bit more of a fighting unit, so we will move them to hold that port. These guys to come down here. No, we don't want to. Want to keep them out of the fighting. So they get down here. These will get down there fast. Yeah, these guys, I think. And we'll send them into there. Have a good command for you. No. There we go. I do want to win this battle and push into London. And okay, I think you'll be able to hold okay. You keep... well, yeah, you try to see if you can strategically move to there. I think it was here. Or maybe it was here. One of the places, I think it maybe was down here, had Churchill commanding the attack against me. And he was only a level 0 commander. Maybe attacking out from here. And I thought that was really inappropriate because I don't know if I have all the year order right, but Churchill was at the Battle of Omdurman outside of Khartoum. Shot a bunch of guys while, if I remember correctly, with his Mauser pistol, the broom handle type, you know, the C96. Carried one of those, liked it. Shot a bunch of fuzzy wuzzies up, and I forget, here reported or part of the campaign of on the Northwest Frontier that he got involved. Wrote a book on this one. He was involved in that campaign as a military officer. As a reporter, he was involved with the the Bora campaign against it, and it escaped and had a harrowing, I don't know, long journey to get out from enemy territory, posing as different things. So, really top level escape and evasion type tactics to get out, and had wanted posters after him because the Boers, knew who he was, described him, and were hunting him down. I mean, enough that they printed this stuff up, and it was like, I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time, months or something, that he was doing escape and invasion across South Africa to get out of Boer-held territory. And they were hunting him down, so he commanded all of that. So he had a 19th century military background, and I think a reasonably good one. So a level 0 field commander? No. Now, should he be a level 3 fully up-to-date modern commanding units? Maybe not, but a 1 for sure, but probably a 2 at least. Field commander, I would give Churchill easily, his from London, as in charge of the First Lord of the Admiralty, the sort of civilian head of the British Admiralty. His Gallipoli campaign went to hell, but that was some degree circumstances beyond his control. Now, he kept pushing it longer than he did, and also as the First Lord, he sort of kind of organized land-based. Well, we could send you over to there to a land-based. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's fine. You may be attaching. You don't know who we want to attach you to. I'll also move you up to here. So, some land-based naval units and stuff that he sort of oversaw a bit. So, yeah, maybe not the most combined arms, modern, general, but he most assuredly knew military stuff, and twice as First Lord, once, like I was saying, during World War I, and second time just as the outbreak of World War II, he commanded the Admiralty and sort of oversaw it. So he was also a reasonably good naval commander. Again, maybe not a great, hugely experienced, I'm going to, command fleets in battle, but he knew what he was doing. So he knew what he was doing in both the air and at sea. So we just lost a bunch of provinces because we had a pro-English India uprising. As we can see here. Okay, well, stop attacking here, come up and attack there before they're too well organized. You stop coming forward there. How long until you can? 42 hours, but well, when you can, you attack there. I don't know if they're going to be able to win because they don't have any frontage. Well, we don't want to get you too far to command. And so we'll send you that way. You're also going to come up this way too. We are sending the Indian Army here, so, well, we'll deal with something. Okay, well, you come up there and attack there. You attack there. And we had yet to get, we're sending you up to there. You go here. Base. There. Hold that, so you come down. See if you can. That has to be some sort of scripted thing. Maybe a replacement command and control chain or something that just happened to be an uprising. Okay. Yes, we've lost there. Guys are retreating into Pakistan. Create Bands of Corps. Yes, I'm needing this right now, actually. And this is repeating. We don't want that to repeat. Yeah, we'll take some more Bulgarian troops. And so we just more of these. I'm going to read these over when we do the regular version of this series, because we will want the actually really play a useful role in that. Land-based, yes. I'll read these in more detail. So these are sort of, now some of these I think should have happened before now, but the reason they haven't, I will say, and I believe, is because of the way I've been playing this game. Some of these events have time counters on it. They say, oh, well, once this event happens, 90 days later, this happens. So it's like, oh, but they may also, a year start date. So it won't happen earlier than historically possible, but won't happen if inappropriate. Say, if we'd lost the territory that these units will be spawned in, they won't happen. But again, the way I'm playing this is often playing in, at most, I don't know, 3 segments at a time, series episodes at a time, and that don't necessarily get a whole lot of days. That sometimes the counters will be reset. Not necessarily all of the counters. It's strange. The longer the time is, the more likely they are. Just to sort of educate you and remind you that, so if you're playing, the longer you keep the game gunning. Now, years ago, before and I started making these series, and I was modding, but sort of modding off to the side while doing this, I would, if I could, keep my computer on for a week and keep Hearts of Iron and just let it sit in the background, because you actually use less resources when you alt tab out of it, and just leave it there so that the counters wouldn't mess up. So just keep that in mind. And again, I will take these, but I'll read these in more detail hopefully soon with my other. So we have a cool Panzer Grenadier unit that is maybe sort of slow because of the paratroopers or something, and oh, they need it. Well, good, but not too good. I don't want to give them something that we're going to be using. Some of the better commanders I want to use is corps commanders. Yeah, we'll do that. And mentioning that, let's come up here. Here. Okay. Oh, there's Santa Claus. So, oh, there you go. You see Santa Claus. Where during December, he raids over Germany, maybe a few other places. So, there's also supposedly, and I think some people have seen it, but I've never seen it in all my games. There's also a Flying Dutchman, which was a sort of an infamous ship that sort of disappeared that sailors kept claiming to see at different times in history. It's supposedly eternally sailing around. So there's supposedly at times a Lost Dutchman or Flying Dutchman ship sailing around that you can see, but you're not supposed to attack. This is the country Oh My God, and it is a country that may have a little speck of territory somewhere here. Oh My God Island, maybe? No, this isn't it. But somewhere that may have a speck of territory actually on the map. But it's you never want to declare war against it. They can overfly your territory, because it'll mess up all kinds of things. Lots of events it's used to do things. Don't know if we need another SS unit, but we'll send them down. So decisions and other things are sort of triggered around it. These guys, I need to. Hopefully they're cool. No reason we get heavy AA. That. Need some more commanders or HQs. well, let's send you up this. Well, yeah, we'll send you that way. Too far from your HQ now. Oh well, whatever. So we've won. We're going to be taking out the Belgian government there, and we're going to be getting here. But honestly, I'm just marginally paying attention to that because, like I've said before, this alt version will last no, at least current plans. Plans are always subject to change, of course, but, okay, well, you're no longer being attacked. Okay, so, subject to change, but no longer than the conquest of the British Isles. This alt version. And like I'm doing now, I'm making a few episodes in a row on this day. The first two were made live. I had to take a break, so I'm just making this unlive. But who hungry? Yeah, we'll do something. Don't know how it'll be intermixed with other Hearts of Iron content. This series. Okay. The 18th SS Freewheeling Panzergrenadier Division Horst Vessel was formed around the cadre of the 1st Infantry Brigade, SS Infantry Brigade Moat, and was included many Hungarians. Hungarian Volksdeutsch. It was used for any partisan duties unit being sent to the Eastern Front. Later it fought in Hungary and then Czechoslovakia, where it eventually was destroyed. The division was named after S.A. Sturmabteilung Hero Horst Wessel, a German Nazi known for being the author of the lyrics of the song Die Van Hoch. What is that? Raise the Banner High, I believe. The Horst Wessel lid. And for being glorified by the Nazi regime as a martyr in the early years of the Nazi Party. Yeah, you got Horst Wessel, you've got Wilhelm Gustloff, and one or two other sort of Nazi martyr myth guys. Also, this division was designed, created to be a draw as like, hey, all you great SA guys, come and join us. You know, we're Nazis and we're the best, and come and join the Waffen SS kind of thing. And it failed miserably doing that. That was the reasoning behind creating Horst Wessel. I'm sure Himmler was approved of that. No doubts do I have of that. But I don't know, because Himmler likes esoteric names for his divisions. He, some obscure German knight from the 8th century or something. He wants to name a division after something that nobody ever hears about, which Hitler sort of had to tamp down. Actually, Hitler, there were a few divisional names, and I forget what they were at the time or which ones they later turned out to be. But the name to get approved when it came to Hitler's desk, and Hitler just said no, and either he renamed it or told him to name it something else, because it was just too esoteric for Hitler's taste. And these are people that Hitler never heard of, and who are you dreaming up now, or who are you digging out of history now? Himmler, so that kind of thing. Now the Horst Wessel was to try to get the SA. Well, the SA institutionally did not like the SS. They weren't terribly big fans of the SS while it was part of the SA, because the SA very much was originally a sort of an elite establishment within the SA. But once the Night of the Long Knives and the killing of Ernst Röhm and all of that, the SA never really liked the SS ever again, and so this division, as a recruiting and reason for being, failed. I'm not saying it failed on a combat footing at all. like say it didn't do anything particularly glorious, fought partisans, and was later destroyed against sort of frontline Soviet type stuff. Didn't we already have this Bulgarian 2 or what I'm looking at? Because it seems like I'm sorry to say Alexei is missing in action. Absent without leave. I haven't seen him post or anything around in some considerable time. Didn't we already just have this? More troops from Bulgaria? Okay, we'll take this. No, does that? Okay, Bulgarian. Is there 2 of these, or see? Okay. That's the Geberg score. Yeah, which we never really used. Okay, well, maybe not. So, oh no, maybe just have been a 2-parter of a division. I mean, these are nice little divisions for occupying Greece, or even sort of helping hold the front somewhere. So that's cool. Okay. But as I was pointing out, a bunch of those repeat divisions. Okay, and so okay, so we're there. Oh damn! This is sort of the problem with all of this. Okay. Yeah, and they changed, and I don't know, and I don't want to go looking up right now. Where is it? There we go. Where's Vessel? Because he's already sort of a commando, and a lot of these divisional commanders did move around to different divisions, and I don't want to look up who the later Nord division commander was. So let's see if we can just find a reasonably appropriate SS guy. Oh, Simon will do all right. We'll send these guys up here, and which now means mountain troops. They're still sort of getting themselves organized up. And yes, this actually, right once this is fully organized up, will be a fairly kick-ass group. If I had time, I would upgrade the transport. But those ski Jaegers are sort of uber Jaegers, or rather good Jaeger type troops. They don't have to be operating in cold weather, but they're pretty good. And of course, mountain along with a regular motorized battalion and some of that. So it's not a perfect mountainous group, but we very well may be fighting in a lot of mountains coming up in Scotland and places. So however useful they will or won't be in taking a place like London or something, that they might very well be useful. Taking parts of Britain will be. And do we? Okay, let's see. We have. Okay. A little bit of maintenance here. Let's add these. Do we have? I know at least I think I sent some more over. Are they just still coming? Yeah, here they are. Okay, they were getting some more transport, and they can pick up some of these units now. Let's send these guys here to see about picking up some of these Africa Corps type units. I don't know where I'll use them, whether I'll send them to Britain. I know I don't, or don't think I will have time to use them here in Africa, because this is basically over. but they will be very useful operating in the various rough terrains in South and Central America. So, and if we do it one time, I know one of my invasions, some of my classic invasions are to come up here, get the sort of island hop, and then come down through Canada, and then the other one is to, you know, come across here through Brazil, island hop, and land in Florida. But I think it was the last series or whatever. This was sort of being a bit difficult to invade. They had a lot of, or getting, bogged down, or you know, not able to push through. We landed in Mexico and fought through there. And of course, out here, southwest U.S. and northwest Mexico is quite deserty. So, well, the Africa Corps type units would work great here. My grandfather had a ranch right about here. It really looks like this. Now you get out to El Central, it can start looking like this in places, but not too much. Now maybe it was a little bit more here. That I think is supposed to be the Salton Sea, which doesn't exist anymore. Sort of long story. It was screwy reason it existed there at all for a while. But that's what it sort of looks like. So it's sort of scrubby desert is what a lot of that looks like. Out once you can get up to the pine, where there's pines in some of these mountains here, but you get out, there's a lot of mountainous scrub terrain. Yeah, that's a picture of Oceanside at this time period or nearabouts. And right about there's a beach along here, really nice. It's still the same street goes through there, really nice high end. It comes up sort of on a bluff, and right up about here there's a really sort of famous restaurant that I worked as a bouncer for many years. Sundays only, Sundays afternoon, until early, 6-7 p.m. hanging out at the beach as a 20-year-old down in Oceanside, well, Laguna Beach. It's down in Laguna Beach. This is Laguna Beach down here. I hung out there long time. Cool place to be. Of course, this is the standard black ice image for there. Riverside. I'm just showing off. This is California picture mod. Riverside, Pasadena. That is a very close to period or actual period early Rose Parade that's now famous every year. Yes, I'm showing off my mod. That's Santa Monica, Oxnard. Those are just standard. Barstow, there's a picture from the period of Barstow out in the sort of the desert. 29 Palms. A friend of mine, Marine, lived out there. Yeah. Santa Barbara at the time, the sort of harbor port area there. Those are there. Now we're getting into this is Big Sur, very famous. That's the Pacific Coast Highway way up there. The Pacific Coast Highway technically goes all the way along, all the way up to here somewhere. But through LA city parts, and they're very near where I live as well. This is what they call in King City. That's Hearst Castle, his sort of mansion. It's not really a castle. It's not fortified at all. And Carmel. This is an early picture of Carmel by the sea. There's Sacramento. Here's Sacramento at the state capital of California. Yeah, showing off. Okay, back to the war. Now here is a suggestion, and maybe I would even be motivated enough to whether to add it to California picture provinces or create another thing. If you live somewhere on this map, presumably you're living somewhere on this map who are watching this, find a local picture that somehow represents your area at the time, and preferably at the time. This I put in for, this is from Tanganyika. This is a modern picture that I sort of had sepia toned up because they have these really weird trees for here that I added. And I went in for this a picture of the Seychelles in the air, sort of a modernist one. But there's the Kymaro Islands. That's more this province here or whatever. Which one is this? Yeah, Tanga here, the mountain, as opposed to Tanzania. There's Dar es Salaam. I think that's the standard one, but I added these because I was doing this mod. But you can find some of these are historic. Picture Lake Victoria, picture of Lake Tanganyika, another picture of a boat on Lake Tanganyika. That, of course, is the standard image. But find a local photo from history wherever you are, and you can, I don't know, post it on the Black Ice forum or something, and we get a collection of them. We can either get the Black Ice people to, because you just have to, I can do the, or somebody else can. Maybe I could talk Count Blue into it, resizing it to the right size and naming it to the correct file name so that it associates with, so wherever you may be, you know, in Hungary or Romania or wherever, you can add your sort of hometown appropriate. But also, it would be best, and I'm saying all this stuff, well, Shul, that's a big industrial, well, there's also countryside out there, but try not to make everything, if you do this is just an idea I wish people would do, make everything a city of Bremen, if you will, picture. Make it, if you're sort of countryside, try to make it a countryside kind of picture that does it, because that's, you know, what I did. Well, that's San Diego, and I think that's the standard Black Ice one. But this one is just what the desert looks like, sort of mountainous and high altitude. A lot of this stuff does go sort of low altitude eventually, but it's sort of high altitude scrub brush, just to sort of show what the world looks like. So if you live in a rural or near a rural area, try not to get the town center picture, because everywhere will be town centers and that kind of thing. Okay, why are we... Okay, well, we can... Let's add 2 more divisions to this attack. A little bigger problem to try to add all that to Hearts of Iron 4, but I do sort of want to at some point. Okay, well, you go up and attack there. Okay, you come there. Don't have engineers, so you'll take a while crossing the road. You're attacking there. Oh, you should be attacking. Wow, they've got all these headquarters and this. Oh, this is some massive. Can you defeat them? All headquarters. Okay, payment received and payment received. I don't exactly know why there's 2 of them, but they're slightly different, so I think they're meant to be there. I like this uprising thing. That'll be interesting and a little bit more interesting and concerning in the real version of all this. Okay, well, these guys, well, they've been taking a beating for a while on their own. Yeah, we're gonna hold out, I think. So you can see lots and lots of, and some divisions and some very good ones, not just all militia types. Okay, let's see now if we can. Okay, we want to get engineering types to get across the river. It's with engineers, I should say. There we go. There we go. Battle across that river, because I would prefer to totally cut that off, or at least drive down to here and cut off this peninsula before going after London. Okay, strategic bombardment tactics. We're going to keep that going. And this is from Foreign Aid and Air Base mod. One of mine that should be working with all the modern things, so it's just such a simple thing. Just is Afghanistan a member of the Axis, whether it came in via puppeting or not? And again, it's also meant to be, and when I first did this, this was one of the countries I was really sort of focused on. What if Afghanistan did join the Axis, but, you know, the war is happening over here, Iran isn't in, this is still British Egypt, what could Germany do? Well, you can fly in some support like they did for Iraq, because they did fly in support for Iraq. Transports and that kind of thing. So, but you're not getting any units in here, so I figured air base in Kabul, because they basically don't have an air base, I don't think, anywhere in Afghanistan, but you could help set one up. Pillboxes just to give it a little fortification, because they could hold out a little longer. Anti-aircraft guns, you can fly those in to help support that. Maybe it should be only aircraft level, anti-aircraft level 1. Some fuel and some supplies just to sort of help out, but you notice it costs a lot of supplies and fuel if you want to do this as well, not just transferring it. So not free, but we can set up, and we'll do that because we are looking at, in the regular series, to do a part 2 of war with the Soviet Union and having air bases down here, since we can't build them in Afghanistan. Occupied India, we could build them, but not in Afghanistan. We may well want even just a level 2 air base. Okay, we've got a bunch more. Okay, you guys, well, that's you doing. And you guys can walk down there. Headquarters coming. You got a lot of police units there to help occupy India and places. Oh, forgot about, just literally completely forgot about. Finally got the units here. Okay, guys, we're gonna crush the brave Brazilian. Oh wow, they've really reinforced this when I wasn't paying attention. So yes, we've got to crush the brave Brazilians. Do we have a headquarters at all in Panzer Army Africa? Too far away, but oh well. Okay, Curl and crew, come in here and crush these Brazilians. We've waited too long to do so. Yep, and even though they've gotten over here and somewhat well, not terribly organized, we've got Panzer type units, highly upgraded Panzer type units. Okay, capital system fire control advance, and that's grayed out as I suspected, but let's see, we've got all 4 of those working on 1944 technologies. Let's come over here for bridging equipment. Get across rivers faster. That'll be useful. We still got lots of rivers everywhere. Let's support that attack. Add just that little bit more. Push on them. Okay, the police brigade is doing okay-ish. Although they were meant to go into there, and there is no place for them to land. Well, let's go up here and fight all these guys. Base there. Okay, well, I'm into Calcutta. Let's look for resources. I want to grab up all the useful resources before India gets them. I mean, Japan gets them. Obviously, they're currently India's. Of course, they grabbed up a bunch more of what I did have. They won't get too far. Well, they're fighting against pretty big odds. Well, okay, they're going to pick up a bunch of, well, yeah, they're going to pick up a bunch of these guys and go in and crush all those upstart rebellious type troops. The light cruiser engines have advanced. That is good. And we're going to let that go because we want fast light cruisers. And Japan enforced conquer on Burma, which again sort of highlights that race for resources with Japan. We're going to turn these guys around already. Yes, you may have energy, Sweden. Well, just wondering whether we should attack across. Well, that'd probably be a good idea. Maybe not. Okay, well, we lost province there. Mostly just want to get that. Japan can have most of the rest of this. They've already got that oil here. I know Britain still has it, but they'll get it. Okay, transport hull advance. And we'll end that. Here, do assault weapons, which are more the engineering type, blow up bunkers and things. And fever dreams of what the, I don't know if you guys, oh, that's a lot. Saw some leftists dreamed up that, you know what's legal are chainsaw bayonets on M16s. Well, yeah, technically they're legal, and technically you could theoretically put one on it. But I ain't ever heard of one. Chainsaw bayonet. Wonder how a chainsaw bayonet would affect your shooting. You know, vibrating out of the end of your gun while you're trying to shoot. Maybe we should mandate chainsaw bayonets and mandate that they be on a gun and be turned on to be able to shoot. And that way, as you pointed at somebody, you'd be, you know, you're never going to hit the guy you shoot at or aiming at because it's going all around. Leftist nutheads. Ban these terrible, terrible things. I know most actually, because of the actual clicks which isn't necessarily numbers of viewers or where you come from, but numbers of clicks on images. The US at most is running about 26%, so most of you are not from the US. Now, viewing minutes, how many minutes are viewed? The US is running at about 33 to 36% of the viewing audience. So in numbers of minutes watched, the U.S. is most definitely in either category the biggest country, single country, and Canada is normally in the top 5. So North America gets the lion's share of views here, but that still leaves most of you outside of the U.S. and may have different opinions on guns than I do, but you know, these nut jobs who want to ban them don't know what they are. They think they do. They watch Hollywood movies, and that's what makes them want to ban things. Okay, I'm only really interested in that one unit. We'll send that one unit over here. Oh, finally we've lost the 15th. That's again probably a timer issue why it's so late that we've lost that, wherever they were still keeping the partisans down. Okay, well, we've won and we're pushing them further back into the desert. They can attack there to push these guys further back into the desert. Make sure we're not shattering ourselves. That's division never recruited up properly. How are we doing fighting the Zillions? Well, they're fighting. They're just, and this is partly likely telling why we're winning so well is because just their tech levels are probably nowhere near ours, even if they are otherwise fairly decent divisions. Alright, I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I do appreciate that. And please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. Love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, as they say in YouTube school, please please subscribe to this channel. Want to see you back here for more Hearts of Iron. Thanks so much.